Hello, Pisces. I should start by saying that this is the fourth time that I've tried to film for you. Um, I did film a whole video for you yesterday that I actually did post, but then I found out later on the sound was off, so now I'm just like hyper paranoid every time I film that my mic is not on. But I fixed it, and I am just going to do a whole new video for you because it is a lot of information, and I feel like it's only fair that you get a better quality video. Like I want all the signs to be consistently pleased with their content. Um, I'm proud to say that a lot of the same cards came up for you again when I pulled. You really have the same theme. But if anyone wants me to tell them what the last video was about, I'm more than happy to either answer in the comments or personally reach out and send them the notes that I took on your last reading. For starters, I got a lot of, I don't even want to say spiritual awakening. I want to say some of you are like full on psychics. You got the traditional psychic type of cards with the moon here, the high priestess. Oh, I'm very sorry. The Fool too I consider slightly psychic, especially since there are so many other cards here as well. So I do want to give the warning. I try to start with a disclaimer so that I don't make anyone feel uncomfortable halfway into the video and they end up wanting to leave. I fully believe in other entities. I fully believe in other realms. I don't believe that I do believe they're spiritual beings, and I don't believe that all of them are good. And if you are similar to, or you have a similar mindset, then there is a warning here that you may be coming across some that aren't that great because your third eye is opening. The High Priestess and the Moon together, to me, is just be wary of what you're seeing. Not all entities that come and greet you once you're that third eye open, no matter how they seem, you may be an empath and think, oh, okay, well, I feel vibes. I know what's what. On the human level, that is very true, but on the spiritual one, I think as a human, we're way out of our league in that. So don't take things at face value. And that's spiritually. For those of you who don't believe in that, I see the warning to be careful who you have around you right now because there are definitely deceptive energies. It's not a big theme for you this month, but it did come up pretty loudly halfway into this spread. So I did want to just start with that. So at least if like you don't watch the whole video, you do take away that very important message. Just on all fronts, on all realms and all levels, just be careful who you have around you for the immediate future. Other than that, I think the last video I filmed for you, you got the Nine of Cups over and over. You got a lot of really good money cards. And it's the same in this video. You got a lot of Pentacles. You did get the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. So that to me is more stable Nine of Cups energy. Your last video was just like bam, bam, bam. So I feel like some of you may have been overwhelmed with abundance, if that's a thing. I feel like there's no such thing as too much abundance. So give me all the goodness. But this time around, I'm seeing a lot more steadiness, and it's just more about maintaining your flow, maintaining your manifestations, maintaining the progress you've gotten up to. One last thing too, it's more in line with the spirit realm and what you believe in. I did also get the theme that there is someone on the other side that is looking out for you, and it's a pretty heavy theme, so that will be talked about at some point in the video. I don't want to trigger anyone, I don't want to offend anyone, so that will be closer toward the end of this reading. So if you don't really feel like hearing that, I would head out toward the tail end, which might be like 25-30 minutes. So let's get started. You got the Four of Cups to start your reading, and this is the boredom card, but given everything else in the spread, because I go off combinations of cards, I don't always look at cards individually. I feel like this is just you really meditating. If you do one thing and going into August and also all of August, I would meditate. You got so many cards telling you to really center yourself for the time being, because you really, there's something that your inner self wants to say to you, especially with this High Priestess and the Moon energy further down. There's something that, there's a message for you somewhere, and the best way to get it is to meditate and clear your head. So that's where you should start. If right now, immediately, because this is the very first card in your spread, you're really at a crossroads too, for sure. I think you want to be relaxed. I think you want to be carefree, especially when it comes to making your next move and setting your next goal. But for some reason, you're finding it really hard to detach. And detachment is a hard thing in general, but for you, I'm getting that it might have been something that you were able to do pretty easily in the past. And when it comes to you picking a life path, which of course is no joke, you're finding it really hard. So this Four of Cups is you just weighing your options and not really being happy with what's presented to you. And I think this Ace of Pentacles is telling you that you really need to stop going after what's being presented and create your own opportunities. That was also something that I mentioned in your last video, the one that I had to take down due to technical difficulties. I think right now you're probably realizing that you care a lot more deeply for something or for someone than you realized. Because I think this Four of Cups is also evaluation and just taking a step back objectively and looking at something with clear eyes, if that makes sense. So you're kind of thrown off by your passion for something, especially with this Ace of Pentacles here. And I also do feel like you're really tired of living the same day over and over with not much change. You really want to switch up your routine in some way. You almost want to switch up your surroundings. And I really don't blame you with quarantine and lockdown. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. But for you, I almost want to say it's on a spiritual level as well as a physical one. You're really creating something, and I think with this Four of Cups here and this Ace of Pentacles, you feel like what you're creating is just not quite ready for the world yet. And I think, again, with this Four of Cups, that you're underestimating your art, you're underestimating your hobbies, you're underestimating your skill in general. So this Ace of Pentacles is telling you, like, look, it's not your decision anymore. You did it. Release it. Let the people decide. Let your fans, your audience decide where the love of your art is. And of course, don't take every critique to heart. Don't let people tell you what you're capable of. But also don't hide yourself and don't hide what you are capable of. There is this thread that went viral on Twitter a few days ago that I came across about a producer, and he puts his beats on his YouTube page, and there was one particular beat that only had 78 views and 3 likes, and he ends up getting a message from some producer, and this producer is like, "I'll buy your beat or this video for 2,500." So I see something like that happening for you, especially as a YouTube creator myself. It's really hard not to get discouraged when you just feel like you're not getting what you're putting in. And I feel like you feel like that with this Four of Cups here. The Ace of Pentacles is telling you, don't wait for outside validation. Just keep pushing yourself. Just keep putting your art out there. I'm proud to say that you got the Ace of Pentacles in your last video. If whoever saw it, the Ace of Pentacles came out twice, I want to say. So this is the writing card, believe it or not. The Ace of Wands, Dual Wands are creativity. The Ace of Wands are more business, more science. The Ace of Pentacles actually is the art, is the sculptor, is the writer, and putting that physical artwork out there and getting money from it or getting an income from it. So this is just telling me this is an opportune time for you. If any of you are sitting on a manuscript, an art piece, a painting, a sculpture, luck is really on your side right now. And you could be sitting on a hobby, a skill that could really change your life, because The next card was the Wheel of Fortune, and this is the one of 2 times you got this card in your spread. And it was clarified by the King of Swords, which again goes on to me, is just telling me that you really need to be more forceful. You really need to put yourself out there more. You really need to be your own authority and listen to yourself over anyone else. But don't be self-deprecating and don't be too hard on yourself, because the King of Swords, there is that possibility. Again, with the meditation and self-reflection, I really feel like you need to believe in yourself right now for some reason. I don't want to say that there's a lack of self-confidence, but there is definitely self-doubt going on with you some way, somehow. There's a saying I recently came across that goes, to know yourself is to know success. And that's what I get with these 2 cards here. The King of Swords is not everyone's favorite king. I think the King of Wands is pretty popular, and the King of Cups is everyone's favorite, especially for love. But this King of Swords, he knows what he's about. He's the most authoritative king in the whole deck. So I see you needing to take on this energy. And with this Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like, hey, you really need to set out to conquer the world. You're thinking too small. A lot of people, especially with social media right now, they tend to set their goals or aspirations on what other people want. I apologize, I need some water. I'm sorry, forgive me. But yeah, social media, just a lot of people want to be influencers because influencers are king right now. A lot of people want to go into fields that they necessarily don't have any desire for or any passion for, because they see it getting people what seems like immediate success. So with these 2 cards, I see this as just really being honest, listening to your higher self, especially since the High Priestess came out for you. Whenever this card comes out, is just, this is your higher self, especially with the moon here. So I see this as you getting to know yourself and getting to know what you really want and not letting anyone influence you at all. Because your luck and your station in life, it's really about to change with this Wheel of Fortune. And you got it twice, I believe. So again, the meditation, the imagination, you can't be all thought and no action. You do have to put that imagination to use. But just synchronizing your mind, synchronizing your body, and synchronizing your soul, it's really going to make you stand out, because a lot of people aren't following the path that they were meant to take. They're following the easier path. They're following the path that have gotten other people their own success. And if you really sit down with yourself and think, well, what do I really want? Like, not just what's easiest or what's going to give me the most attention or the most followers or the most likes. What do I really want to do? I see you needing to really sit down, because I think in your last spread you got the the Seven of Swords. And that, in its positive interpretation, is having a leg up on people. And I do see the opportunity for you to have an advantage here in regards to something. But also, this King of Swords, I should say that this is also a call to be vigilant, and it's also a call to be disciplined and very strict. The Emperor here too came up for you, but in reverse, so we'll get to that later. But that also is a sign to be vigilant and to be disciplined. Once you do set your path, you really can't half do it. You really can't put in 1 or 2 minutes or 1 or 2 hours a day. I see this as something that you're really going to have to live and breathe, of course, with appropriate breaks or appropriate rest. But it's something that you can't have to, for sure. The King of Swords is also very disciplined, very vigilant, very authoritative, and he's probably a little bit hard on himself, so I would definitely look into that or get into that energy he has. I should say, because the Page of Pentacles came up, he came up at the bottom of the deck when I pulled a few cards, and I kept seeing him while I was shuffling for you. He showed up pretty prominently in that that lost video that's not going to see the light of day now. So Page of Pentacles means that money or news about money is coming to you. So ever was waiting for a certain check or certain um any kind of financial situation, you will at the very least get some kind of news about it, and normally the page is good news. So that's something to look forward to for you. So speaking of money, um, because you got the Fool card, this is a fresh start. This is a new horizon. This is you setting off for a course unknown. This is getting out of your comfort zone. Wherever your life is, this is you just hitting that buzzer and resetting the clock. So you have an opportunity to start fresh and be this whole new person and really just change your life with the Wheel of Fortune twice and this card. I think I saw the Hangman too at the bottom of the deck one time. So you've got some pretty spiritual cards with really big energy that's really important to take into consideration. This is also my freedom card too. So if you really just want to see the world from a different viewpoint, or even maybe literally travel if it is safe to do so, or if you're going somewhere where it is safe, then I would get into that too. Um, this is a warning for discernment, though. This is around the time where I started seeing, hey, you need to be careful with all this great luck, with all this prosperity. There is a need for discernment and really, really watching your back. So if some of you are opening your third eye with this Four of Cups and the Moon and the High Priestess, like I said in the beginning of the video, there is the idea not to completely trust everything you see and feel. Now, on a smaller scale, it could just be your emotions are running really high and maybe running rampant a bit. But on a bigger scale, you may be coming across feelings, images, other entities that you really need to either stay away from or just keep an eye out. We'll just leave it at that. Um, with the Five of Pentacles, there is this warning to be careful with money. Now, the Five of Pentacles, people get nervous, especially when it comes to finances. It can mean unemployment, and yes, it can mean homelessness. But because it came out with a Fool, this is more of, hey, just be careful with your money, basically. I think it would be pretty dire straits, or pretty clear if that were the case, that hey, you're close to homelessness, hey, you're close to poverty, and it's rarely ever that serious when this card comes up. So basically, if you have something coming in, invest in yourself with this card, of course, after you've taken care of what you needed to take care of. But yeah, invest in yourself, know where you want to go, but don't scatter your investments trying a million different things. Don't, if you're into stocks, don't just throw your money at every stock without doing research. If you're trying to open up a business, like, don't have 5, 10 businesses and you divert all your money into all of them. At some point, you are going to take a loss if you do that. So this is just to conserve and be really smart with what you currently have or with what you're about to get. With this Five of Pentacles, because you got so many themes of art and sharing your craft, I do see this as you kind of hiding something again from the world. This can also you be abandoning something, or abandoning a piece you've made, or a book you've written, or anything, just hiding your art from the world, not paying attention to it like you should. Because as I said with the King of Swords, this is someone disciplined, this is someone that knows what they want and how they want to go about it. So with this Five of Pentacles, it could be you're just not devoting the time you need to something, and you're not shedding light or showing what you should be. Because there is a need to study as well with this Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles too, and you could just not be devoting time to really put in work. So this is a warning, like, hey, you're emotionally starving yourself, you're emotionally bankrupting yourself too, because you're just depriving the world of a really good artist, you're depriving the world of something really special. I don't know why, but I did get something legal here, like some legal energy is brewing. I don't know if any of you are currently in lawsuits, or waiting for some kind of legal funding, or someone legally owes you money, but you will be getting news about that by the end of the month. or towards the middle of next month, you will be getting news about where that stands. Normally the page is good news because the page came up so many times, so that news most likely will be good. At the best case scenario, at the worst, it's just going to be dragged out a bit more. I don't see any negative news coming to you regarding money right now. Some of you could also be getting a legal document in the mail, so there's that. Moving forward is where I felt the mother-like, mentor-like energy coming into your life. That's to say, if they aren't already currently in your life. So this is hilarious. I love it when this happens. You got the Queen of Cups, so I went to verify, and it was clarified by the Queen of Cups in a completely different deck. So someone wants to give you a lot of love, a lot of nurturing, or this is you. At least one of these is you, and I feel like this was the energy I picked up on you, and this being you. So people are giving you love, and you're giving that love right back. I really feel like you're connecting to the women in your family. You're connecting to the women in your friend group. But there's definitely someone here who wants to help you. They really they like what they see. They're impressed by you in some way. And that was mainly what your other video was about, was that you had eyes on you. I think the King of Cups came up twice, as well as the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles came up too. And that happened here again. The Queen of Pentacles is the very last card in your spread. So someone wants to take you under their wing, in a sense. For others, you are that person, or I mean, regardless, you definitely are that person for other people. And there's a lot of love and support around you, and it's really nourishing your dreams. It's nourishing your hard work. Whoever this is really motivates you too, especially since the Eight of Pentacles clarified as well. It came out. So lots of direction to study. So in this case, it could be studying your ancestors. It could be studying your past. You could even be studying a past life if you believe in that. And I mention that because here is where the Moon card came up. The Moon card clarified by both the High Priestess and the Eight of Cups. So here is where things might get a little weird. This is where I felt a lot of danger in terms of just watching your back. So nothing crazy. Like, my readings are never going to be about that because I just don't welcome that energy. But I always do want to know what to warn you about in a very positive sense, nothing, again, negative. So, like I mentioned, some of you have psychic abilities. Well, this could even be something as simple as you just have a problem adjusting to them with this High Priestess. And you may want to abandon whatever study you're doing here with all this pentacle energy. You may want to give up on your spiritual awakening. You may want to give up on your shadow work. So that is a possibility too. But I think deep down you know it's something you have to finish. You know it's something you have to continue. If some of you are really trying to get in touch with your ancestors, or even just people in your family, like physical people in your family, you know that you really don't want to give up on trying to find them or get closer to them or learn about their life, learn about their history. That being said, discernment is key. When 2 8s are in a tarot reading, by the way, especially clarifying the moon, that kind of is a signal that what is around you right now needs to be reevaluated. If any of you have new love coming in, new friends coming in, new coworkers, you really need to take a look at your surroundings right now. You really need to double, triple check certain things. In that past video, the Seven of Swords did come up too. So there is a possibility that someone is trying to swindle you if you're signing any legal documents, because that could be where I felt the legal documents coming to you. If you're signing anything legally, make sure you read that. And if you have someone older and wiser and legally versed, I would pass that document on to them before signing anything, because there's definitely this warning here and this energy here of you just watching yourself. It's nothing, again, super scary or super bad, But I do want to put out there that, again, not to trust every entity you come across once you open that third eye. And then for some, it's just to look at the new people coming in your life. Most likely with this High Priestess card, you probably already know what this is in regards to. You probably already know what area you lie in. You probably already know who in your life you need to really keep an eye on. So again, I really don't see it as anything super horrible or super scary, because you most likely have already figured it out before you even watch this video. The Judgment came right after that. So again, discernment, really, really doing the work and looking at what's around you and making the hard decisions, because the Judgment is, for me, is just really deciding how my life is at the moment, what I can do to change things for the better. Also in this particular deck, I don't know if you can tell, but this lady here is at Ellis Island, and she's looking at the wall of names, and you've seen the reflection. There's a lady in period clothing, kind of mirrored back at her, and that around this point is where I started thinking, like, hey, that mentor figure I picked up in your last video, the mentor figure I picked up with this Queen of Cups 2 times over, and this Queen of Pentacles at the very end, that's literally called the matriarch in this deck. I feel like that is your ancestor with this card, because you can see she's most likely looking for her ancestor, and her ancestor is right there looking back at her. So that plus the Ten of Wands as well is you cutting off the dead weight and you really changing your life for the better, but with a little bit of help. Yeah, you have some kind of help in the spirit world for sure, whether you acknowledge that or not, whether you believe in it or not. Your mentors are going to be sent to you, spirit guides, family, etc. It's going to be someone that you know for sure. And if you don't know them in this life, it could have been a past life mentor too that's going to reincarnate and be in your life this life somehow. I know it sounds really crazy, but again, was clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a cycle of life here. This is a wheel of life here. And the wheel always turns. It's for the better, usually. And it also usually signifies karma, too. So it's a turn of events that really switches things up for the better. And it really is a huge change. It's not like the Tower where it's something unexpected or it's something really sudden and emotional and scary, but here, it's a change that you may have been working toward, you may have been really, really hoping for, and it's coming to you because you deserve it. So that with the Judgment and the Ten of Wands is you just feeling this great release. And again, for me, it's karma coming, it's past life people you're reconnecting with in this life, and it's all just clicking together simultaneously. So it was a nice feeling there, especially after the Moon card and the High Priestess. So I feel like when you start cutting out the deceptive energies and the people who really just have no place in your life right now, that's when these spirit guides are going to send you these mentors and these past life connections. And for some of you, it can even be a past life romantic relationship too. Because this Moon, the High Priestess, the Eight of Cups, it could be walking away from a current partner or current karmic partner that really has taught you your lesson here with all these spiritual cards, that has really just made you reevaluate everything and make really sudden changes with the Fool card here too. Cancer got a similar theme in my Patreon video where they got so many spiritual cards, and I feel similar energy for you, where you cut something or someone off, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you do it, all this goodness is just thrown your way. I will say after that, the Emperor in reverse came up. So that to me is letting go of control, releasing yourself from something, and I feel like you're releasing yourself from the deceptive energies, the self-doubt, the not being disciplined in your craft, the hiding what you are capable of from people. I see you releasing that here with the Emperor. Actually, I also really don't like the way this Emperor looks too. He looks like a dictator. It's actually really creepy. So for me, I just see this as someone with someone or something that's controlling you. It's almost a tyrant too, because the emperor is more than a king. He's like extremely, extremely powerful. So this is powerful energy that you feel like is controlling you, and you are releasing it with this and being in reverse. Some of you, especially with this Page of Wands, it's a Princess of Wands in this deck, but some of you may be feeling a lack of energy. The Emperor is Aries in the zodiac, so Aries, the god of war, but he's also very, very passionate and very, very, he puts things into motion. Masculine energy is really about just action, doing things, creating things. So these two together means that you may be slowing down a bit when you really should be going faster. You're losing energy, you could possibly be losing focus. You also could be battling a group of people with this Emperor card, or just one really powerful person. So there will be a need to get your energy back. If you've dealt with energy vampires or people who are just very parasitic, this could be you just calling for that energy back that you feel, or that you feel may or may not have been taken from you. You get your energy back, you get your drive back at some point. The key is just not to the key is to remember that things may not happen as fast as you like them. They might not happen as intensely as you may like, but they are happening. You got the Wheel of Fortune twice, so they're going to happen. In your case, I don't even think you will even question it, because I do see it happening pretty fast for you actually. Here is where things got a little creepy too, because like I said, it was around this Judgment card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Wands that I realized, like, wait, this mentor that I kept seeing in the other video, the mentor I kept seeing with the Queen of Cups, this could be someone deceased. So, as I was realizing that, I go 2 cards down, and we get the Queen of Pentacles, which is a mother figure. And as I said, she is named the matriarch in this deck. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but she's a mother-like energy. The Queen of Pentacles is the mother, the nurturer, the carer. The Queen of Cups is also the nurturer, but she is more emotionally fulfilling. This lady here, she's mama. She's everything. She takes care of you on all levels, and she really makes sure that you have everything in the physical too. Queen of Cups just wants to make you feel good and make sure you're happy and you're okay and you feel loved. But she takes it a step further here in the Pentacles, and making sure like you're well taken care of physically. So if this is just a regular schmegular mentor in the physical realm, then this person is really gonna push you to create. This person is really gonna push you to go after your dreams. I only did say deceased because it was clarified by the Four of Swords, and it's not a popular thing to say, but the Four of Swords can signal a deceased person. It doesn't always, nor 100% of the time, or at least 99% of the time. It just means you need to rest. So for most of you, it could even be like you've been helping everyone so much, or you've been creating what you need to do so much, especially after you lost your energy around here. You really just need a resting period. You really just need to regroup. So take that for what it is. At the bottom of my clarifier deck, you got the Knight of Swords, which is somebody really, really determined. If you could see this card in his expression, this is someone that goes after what they want full force. So you got this and the King of Swords. So there is a little an action coming from you that you need to change for sure, because that's normally a sign of that. And then you got the Nine of Cups again. I feel like this is the Pisces card. And it actually is, since it is a water card. But, yeah, you have happiness coming to you for sure, for sure. I should say the Nine of Cups is not always money. The Nine of Cups is pure joy, honestly. It's wish fulfillment in a way that, whatever it is you hope for, however you want your dream life to be, this is either you pretty much getting that, coming extremely close. for most of you. You're just about there, since this is a bottom of the deck card. It wasn't in the spread, so that means it's either this close to you or you need to take action. You need to take the steps that were spread out for you to get this Nine of Cups. Because that's all that came out for you, I think, in one of my videos. So in order to keep it or have it come back, you really need to be more active and energetic toward what you want. I don't know why I get that some of you may be really shy too, with all of the hiding your art and being scared to share your gift. You're definitely psychic, whoever this is. Who's ever resonating with that energy, it's pretty intense too, with this moon card here. I'm just going to pick an oracle card from my witch's deck. And you got Amethyst, Balance. So I really didn't get too much theme of balance here. I actually thought that you really need to be more disciplined, as I said. But once you do start going hard in the art creating type of energy, you need to also make sure you rest. With a Four of Swords here too. Something also could be really stressing you out mentally with this card. So this is just asking you to balance your emotions, which is good. I mean, I didn't get super crazy energy from you this time around, like I did the other signs. The only thing that really threw me off was this moon card, this High Priestess, this Four of Swords. You've got a lot of karmic energy around you too, a lot of past life energy, so much past life energy. So I would definitely look into that, what your possible past life was. That could be why my last video for you had to be taken down, because I just wasn't on the right track, probably. So I like that a lot of the same cards came up, but just in a really more cohesive message. See, this is my shamanic healing oracle deck, and I just want to end the video with this here. A few more shuffles. There we go. Feminine energy. I feel like this is your spirit guide. I feel like this is whoever I feel here with this Queen of Cups, this Queen of Pentacles. You have a female figure really looking out for you, really, really trying to make their presence known in some way. If you do seek them out, if you do seek this ancestor out, again, use discernment in whatever communicates back to you. I'll just leave it there. For some of you, you could be getting more in touch with your feminine side, because the Queen of Cups is a very feminine energy as well. The Queen of Pentacles is a very feminine energy. I almost feel like the Queen of Pentacles is like one step below the Empress. It's like the Empress, her, and then the Queen of Wands too is pretty up there in terms of femininity. So really get in touch with your feminine side, get in touch with your female ancestors in a very careful and discerning way too. So I will leave that there. We didn't get a lot of love come up for you this month. I did get that maybe some of you are walking away from a connection, could possibly be walking away from a karmic with all these Wheel of Fortunes. I do have a Patreon now, so I do extended love readings. I do spreads for singles, I do spreads for those in a breakup, and for those in relationships too. And I also have a segment I call What Does Your Ex Want to Say to You? I will be bringing it to YouTube, but I'll be going by just the elements. So I'll do a video, all those videos for just earth signs, air signs, and fire, and water too, of course. So if you want a more individual zodiac reading, please check out my Patreon. It's pretty affordable monthly fee, and it's a lot of content. It's more content than I'm putting here right now. Also, all my socials are in the description box. If you'd like a lot more free content, I have my Instagram and my Twitter as well as my TikTok, so give me a follow there. Otherwise, stay safe and stay happy. I will see you in your next video. Bye.